Today we're gonna make sausage baked pasta. This is a great one, really easy. Let's get to prepping all those ingredients right now. All right, guys, we're gonna go over all those ingredients. I have white wine. We're gonna need a half a cup for the sauce. Mozzarella, I grated 1 pound of Calabro brand. Use any brand you like. This is from Whole Foods. Whole Foods sells Calabro instead of Polio or Galbani. Polio and Galbani are gonna be the most common brands that you're gonna come across. Muti tomatoes, these are crushed tomatoes. No Sclafani today. Time to start changing it up with the brands, and these were on sale, so these are good. These are good tomatoes. DiCecco, here's penne, and you can use any type of pasta you want, rigatoni, ziti, whatever. It's also Calabro Regatta. That's 1 pound of it I took. I have 1.5 pounds of mild Italian sausage. That's from Whole Foods as well. It's like just a mass, the way they package that. They like in a vac seal pack. So it's gonna be a little harder to get it crumbly versus like if you buy it from like a regular pork store. You go to a regular pork store, it'll be much more broken apart. Pecorino Romano, we have a half cup, 1 medium onion diced, and about 4 cloves of garlic. We're using 2 28-ounce cans of tomatoes, so you're gonna need a larger pan here. You don't have to use a stainless pan like I'm using here. You could definitely use a non-stick like this Tefal, which would be fine. Since I am using a stainless pan, you're gonna heat it up for a couple minutes before you put any oil down or anything. I'm heating it up on about a level 4 out of 10. I'm gonna put in a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and the onion. Let this go for a couple minutes, and then we will get our sausage in. We're not gonna put the garlic in, we'll put the garlic in after. It'll be fine. The onions have gone for a couple minutes, maybe 3 minutes. You can see that, they're lightly translucent. Now, since this sausage is hard to break up, we're gonna try to do it a little different today, but it doesn't really matter because this is a sauce more that we're making, and I'm just gonna spread it out a little bit. I took it out of the fridge for about an hour thinking that would make it a little easier to handle, but that doesn't really do much. Had a bunch of people in the pasta norcina. That's my viral video, guys. That one has almost 1 million views, and I only published it like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. It's pretty recent. A lot of people were saying to use one of these. This is that tool that you never use, that's in your drawer, in your kitchen drawer. And all the tools that I don't use, I took out of my kitchen drawer. So I keep them in basically like a plastic container, because my feeling is I want to have my drawers to be relatively empty so I can grab something quickly and not be rummaging around for it. I went and got this one in that container for today. It's called the paradox of choice. You got too much stuff. That's like when you go to a diner, and that's a Long Island thing, you know, in the city. Not really though, more Long Island. There will be just hundreds of things on the menu. It's just like you can't decide. I'm gonna turn that over, and I'll try to break it up. I had my heat about 4 out of 10. You can maybe make it a little bit higher if you want. It's gonna take about 10 minutes, 8 minutes. You don't have to cook the sausage all the way because we're gonna put the tomatoes in and let it keep simmering. All right, so we still have some raw pieces in here, you can see. Sausage is almost done though. Just gonna keep breaking it up with my potato masher the best I can, and my wooden spoon. I'm gonna make a little bit of room here. Doing the same thing that I did in the norcina. I'm gonna take the garlic, put that in there. The only reason I didn't do the garlic right from the get-go, you don't want to risk burning it, though you'd probably be all right. And we'll get some color on that garlic, let it go for a couple minutes. Sausage isn't done yet, so we're good timing-wise. Okay, see how it's nice? That oil from the sausage flavoring it, getting a little color now. The garlic, lots of flavor there. This is an odd blend, this Whole Foods mild sausage. It doesn't taste anything like any sausage that you would get locally from any Italian pork store. It's a nice change. It's got good flavor. Now you can see the garlic is looking good. We'll let it keep going a little bit. And then if you want hot red pepper, add it now. I'm gonna put in about 1/4 teaspoon to a half. If you want it spicier, you could use some Calabrian chili paste if you have that. Bring that all together. Try to break it up as best you can. And then turn the heat up to about medium high to high. And go find your wine. I'm gonna put half a cup of wine in. I think that was a half a cup. So with your wooden spoon, you can just remove all those brown bits. You turn the heat back down to about medium. All right, so we're gonna put in these tomatoes. They smell great. I'm gonna bring this up to a simmer here. You're probably asking yourself, why do you need 2 cans of tomatoes? Can I do it with 1 can? You really can't. You're gonna need 4 cups of the sauce just for when we mix the pasta, and then you're gonna use some on the bottom and on the top. So we'll let this thicken up a little bit. You don't have to it doesn't have to get too thick. Smells so good. And also, guys, this is a very basic sauce here. You're relying on the flavor of the sausage, the big seasoning in the sausage meat. Also, don't forget to do a taste test for salt. Boil the pasta in salted water, okay? 2 tablespoons salt per gallon of water. Boil it 2 minutes less than al dente. So whatever the box says, if it says 10 minutes for al dente, cook it to 8 because we're gonna be baking this in the oven for another 25 minutes. You can also set your oven for 375 degrees Fahrenheit and set the rack to basically to 2/3 up in the oven. So in case you wanna broil it at the end. Got all that? I'm gonna put about 4 cups of sauce in here. I'm not gonna measure it, but we're gonna need a lot. So I would say probably 2 or 3 ladles equals a cup. I think that's good for now. The other thing you can do while we're waiting for that pasta to boil is take your baking dish and then put a nice layer in there. That's gonna help pasta not just all stick to the bottom. About that much, about a 1/4 inch thin layer. I'm gonna go get the pasta and I'm gonna dump it right in here. Get our pasta in there. I well drained that pasta. I'm just gonna loosely combine this to start. I have 1 pound of mozzarella. We're gonna take basically 3/4 of the mozzarella here. So we're gonna leave a 1/4 of it for putting on top. About that much we'll leave. 1 pound of ricotta cheese. This is Calabro. It's a fairly thick one. You don't really have to pre-drain it or anything. Palio's like the one kind of ingredient that's very different than all the other brands. And here's the Pecorino Romano. All right, so gently fold this in, or not gently, just fold it in without getting it all over your kitchen table. And if you feel like you're a little too dry, just add a little bit more of the sauce. The trick to making any baked pasta is that you have enough liquid in there because the pasta is gonna absorb it while it bakes. If you start with it like ultra dry and not enough cheese or anything like that, it's really pointless to even go through the effort of baking it. Add a little bit more sauce. Now, I did this already because I always try to do these recipes in advance for you guys. I know it fits. Look at that. I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce on top. Barely have any sauce left. All right, and then I'm gonna put the mozzarella on top too. Kind of in the center there. Makes it look nice. Gonna bake this for roughly 25 to 30 minutes until it's nice and brown on top. And what you can do is you can broil it for the last 1 to 2 minutes. Now it's very tempting to dig right into this baked pasta here. Any baked pasta you make, lasagna, stuffed shells, anything you wanna let sit for 10 minutes, even 20 minutes. Give it at least 10 minutes. Okay, we're gonna bring them down right now. You guys don't know, but we just did one 3 hours prior to this. Yep. What did we do before this?
It was like that chicken wrapped up in spinach.
Yeah, chicken braciole or chicken involtini. That one will be out though after this.
I love the sauce.
Be careful, buddy.
It's good when you get a piece of the sausage.
I love him, of course. I stand close to him because the mic is on me and he doesn't have a mic. I'm gonna get a wireless mic. It has 2 separate mics and a single receiver, so then I can mic him up and then we don't have to like, I don't have to be like on top of you like this. Like, how is it, James? 0 to 10 Jameses. What do you think?
9.
9, huh?
I love ziti.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite dish.
Well, thank you for the 9. I really appreciate that. Special thanks to Patreon producers Chris Whalen, Steve Winitsky, Paul Walter Hauser, Elizabeth Shaw, Joe Hardage, John Andolino, Kenneth Parker, Matt Fisher, Richard C., Tom Bronca, Mike Tamburino, Matthew Amore, Richard P. Bornvanek, Matt Gramke, Alex Eckleberry, Andrew Uhas, Paul Batman, Patrick Lang, John Kelly, and Jonathan Papini. Good.